You're listening to the Positivity Hour podcast, hosted by Darshaun Smith. Strap in and buckle up, and let's get straight into it.
Welcome back to the Positivity Hour, folks. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, and this is episode 181. Today, we are back outside before the thunderstorms come to record this episode. So what's next? Mid-year update. So let's hop straight into it. And last week's recap. Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole section I was doing for the first half of this year with like the wisdom from your OG and let's get personal and all that. I'm gonna bring that back eventually, but we don't need that right now. So let's talk about last week. Three big things happened last week. Number one, I broke down. Not like not like that. That's crazy. But I broke down, my content, and evaluated what was going on so that I could understand, the numbers, why this video did well, why that video did poorly, so on and so forth. I also took a break from social media. Still posted some just on different platforms and gave, like, for example, the Instagram algorithm some time to cook, and let it just, chill out for a second. And then I also planned the next set of content. I do have that with me now. I'm not going to show you the sauce per se, but I just wanted to show you that I have multiple notebooks that are very vital to me. I call this one in particular the storyboard notebook. And as you can see, these are like, okay, I'll show you a little bit, but these are like photos or carousels or story ideas. These are the next 10 podcasts after this. They're planned out. These are the next 20 Instagram reels I'm going to post on the Positivity God. And these are the next 20 videos I'm going to post on Darshaun Smith Productions. I got more I could show you, but I've already showed you too much. I just wanted to let y'all know that this last week, not only was I taking a break, but I was really trying to get ahead in a way whilst I let my Instagram algorithm chill out for a second, because it was a little saturated, we'll say, with subpar content. But now that I understand, when I can post content, who's watching my content, as well as, just what I want to get from social media, because it's not media, if you remember last week, or it's not social anymore, it's just media, as if you remember last week. It's just time to adjust, time to make it happen, and time to, just do what we got to do to get this bread. So, with all that being said, the current state of things, okay, today, okay, not talking about last week no more. That's the past. Past is the past. Leave it there. We can't change it. But there's three things that are currently happening today, and maybe yesterday as well, and tomorrow. But today, the current state of things, I'm testing stuff out. Literally right now, I'm testing out this location. I'm testing out different podcast shots. I'm testing out different cameras, actually. The ways I edit the stuff, so on and so forth, as well as my systems. What's it look like when I edit video? What's it look like when I edit photos? What's it look like when I'm preparing a air quote speech for the Positivity God personal brand? What's it look like when I'm preparing for this podcast? So I'm just testing stuff out, and I'm giving myself like another week or two to really do that, as I'm starting to then post more, specifically for Darshaun Smith Productions. I have a lot of photos that I just need to start posting, so that when people look at my Visco, or look at my website, or look at my Instagram, or look at wherever I'm at, even TikTok now allows you to post photos, they can see my previous work, even if it's work I did 2 or 3 years ago. I don't care. I'm posting it because it's part of my portfolio. It's part of photos I got paid to take for people, or I was able to take for someone to build my portfolio. So it needs to be posted. It needs to be shared. And that's what I'm going to do this upcoming weeks and months and stuff. This is the current state of things. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about in the current state of things is working towards a goal. Ever since I graduated college, largely, I've said this time and time again that, life is like a GTA server, y'all. Like, you can literally do anything you want. You can go anywhere you think you can go. Like, you can do anything in this world. Like, obviously, some things are going to be easier and harder, but like, from a very technical perspective, because I'm fortunate, as well as you most likely watching this, that we live in a westernized society that allows you to get compensated pretty unfairly, air quotes, very quickly. Meaning, if I drop the right piece of content or say the right thing to the right person, I could be on a boat with baddies in Miami's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? On a Monday type beat. But then again, it could also take 50 years. So that's why I had to remind myself over this last week of taking a break from social media and the constant grind of things, that one needs to focus on goals. And I need to redo my goal board, genuinely speaking. I got some good goals that are on there, but I need more short term, like realistic, achievable goals. Like one of the things I just said to myself yesterday as a goal is I want the new like Sony headphones. I want those like by the end of this month. So I gotta somehow, some way, I either gotta try to do an extra video shoot or photo shoot so I could afford that, or I probably would buy more camera equipment before I used my business money for that. But you get the point. Oh, look, the sun's coming back out. More gold on my face. Um, so on and so forth. But I'll talk more about the goals in a second. I just wanted to. The reason I'm bringing goals up in general in the first place is that uh, you when you graduate college or you're done with school, high school, whatever it is, you stop having like goals, like a test to walk towards. Like that's the reason you're going so hard writing the paper. That's the reason you're showing. Oh Lord, bug trying to fly in my eye. That's the reason why you're, you know, still showing up even when you don't want to, is because you're working towards a goal. And now that I'm out of college and I'm working like a real job and I'm trying to get my business going, I kind of forgot there for a while. It's like if I don't have a goal to work towards, like I'm just not going to work as hard. Like if I don't like consistently remind myself that I want the Lamborghini, or I want that Charger Hellcat wide body, or I want the Bugatti or the Porsche 918 Spider, or I want to, make sure my mom doesn't have to pay bills, or I want to be able to, fly my dad and stepmom anywhere in the world, or like all of these things. Like I have to constantly remind myself, like this is what I'm doing it for. Like this is my why. This is my selfish why. Like I want to feel the satisfaction of doing that, providing experiences for people and just giving people what they couldn't give me. Ultimately, I think that's like my biggest goal in life, is to give people what they could never give me. And not because they didn't try, not because they didn't want to, but because that just wasn't the cards they were dealt. Fortunately for me, it looks like I've been dealt some more favorable cards. And as Drake said, if I don't share the wealth, how are we supposed to grow? So I just had to remind myself of that and be like, okay, it's time to show up. It's time to, keep working hard. It's time to make this thing shake. So with all that being said, let's talk about plans for the future. Okay. Continuing on with the goals, what made me think about this was a video I watched from the Iced Coffee Hour podcast with Graham Stephan and Jack. I forget his last name, but he's so cool. You only need the first. And their guest, Ed Bolian, he runs a company called VinWiki. They like verify car VIN numbers and histories and stuff like that. It's don't get lost in the sauce. Long story short, homie was talking about his goals and how it was a goal for him to have like a manual Lamborghini V12, and he got that and was like, "Well, it's time to give up. I don't want to achieve anything more out of life." And he was like, that's just not productive because I still got kids, I still got a wife I need to provide for, so on and so forth. So he set his goals even bigger. He wanted to get a Bugatti, and conveniently, like 4 months ago, he made that happen. But he was like, okay, like I own $1 million hypercar now, and I probably can't afford this forever, but I achieved the goal. I worked so hard and found new ways to make money and strive for greatness that I was able to achieve that. Now what? So what's next? Mid-year update type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole reason this is happening right here is because um I had my eyes on the prize per se. But once you achieve the goal, you got to remind yourself to set new goals and to continue to grind. But it's like, what's above a Bugatti? And this is the one thing I, as the positivity god on the positivity hour here, just want to remind folks is like, this is why people like especially like rich people, millionaires and billionaires, like keep on striving for greatness more and more and more because they keep setting new goals and goals. And it could be good or it could be bad, because once you have everything, you have all the cars, you have all the houses, you have all the kids, all the women, all the whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm speaking, I can't say that. I'm just going to keep talking. You have everything. Like, it's like, what else is there? It's just, what do you want? More power? You want more validation? You want more? Eventually, y'all, you gotta ring it up, okay? Eventually, you gotta give up, okay? And when I say give up, I don't mean give up. I mean, like, enjoy the fruits of your labor, you know? Eventually, you got to be like, okay, I did what I needed to do. I got what I needed to get out of this world. It's time to sell my company for $500 million and go just travel to all the countries in the world and see if I could do it in 3 years. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not my plans for the future. That was just something I was thinking about, is as I'm making new goals and as I'm being like, okay, I want those new headphones, you know, that's something I could work towards. They're like $500, so that's something slight, I can achieve that in, 2 weeks, or less. I could do it right now actually, but I'm trying to, be more conscious with my money. Because I don't have a lot, you know what I'm saying? Objectively speaking, because I got to buy more equipment, I got to upgrade my business and such, and I got a lot of expenses right now, you know what I'm saying? But slow seasons is coming for expenses, so look alive. I'll have more expendable funds then. But let's get back onto the actual topic, because we kind of did just go down on a whole tangent. Yeah, flyway bird, I'm here. Yeah, woodpecker, I'm right here. But y'all can't see it. I mean, I think the behind the scenes camera can see it, but I'm not going to tap that footage in. You're just going to have to see that like a month from now. Making content. I want to make a whole bunch of content, as I just showed you right here in the spray ground bag. Not sponsored. Sponsor me, spray ground. I want to, post more photos, post more videos, post more, carousels and helpful content, that I could use as a lead magnet. Something I was thinking about for my business and that I was reading about, in the Alex Hormozi book, was obviously you need your lead magnet for the top of your funnel type beat, you know what I'm saying? But for me as a photographer, the best lead magnet, like for me as a videographer, the best lead magnet, for me as a graphic designer, the best lead magnet I can have is just showing people what I can do. And that's why, like, this last week, not even this last week, like 2 days ago, I just walked around Iowa City for like hours, like 5 or 6 hours, just recording stuff, making content, testing out new camera settings, testing out my equipment, testing out ideas and location scouting, so that when I do start to make the content, I can capture a person's audience and make them be like, wow, I can't believe I just saw that. How do I get that person, as in me, to make that for them, as in them? And yeah, I'm just gonna make more content, and the last thing I want to say, planning for the future here, is don't give up. I've never given up. Okay, I've given up a few times, but recently, about like my business and my personal brand and how I want to do, public speaking engagements and help people be their best selves in this world. Um, I've never truly, utterly given up. I've just always tried new things and pivoted, because I understand that it's a numbers and a skills game. And compared to the peers around me, compared to even some of the people my own age, they just have more reps. They've just done it more. They've recorded more videos. They've taken more pictures. They've, been in front of more of the right people, and I just need to do that as well. I just need to get out here and provide so much value to the world that the world has nothing but to accept it and be like, hey, we're gonna give you what you want. We're gonna give you that money. We're gonna give you that status. We're gonna give you the notoriety. We're gonna give you the tools to achieve what you want to achieve out of this world. Because yeah, man, your dreams don't fail unless you do, okay? And you only fail in life when you give up. So as long as you don't give up and you keep pushing, you'll be fine. So I do want to have a quick little wisdom from your OG session as we start to wind down the episode here. 4 big things, okay? Number 1, look at the data, okay? That's the biggest thing that's helped me as of late, is looking at my statistics. Numbers don't lie, okay? Like, if you genuinely want to get better at something, look at the freaking numbers. When you're in school and you're getting an A or a B or something, that's kind of subjective. Unless it's like a math class and it's like you literally just didn't do it right. So because of that, you get dock points. But in the real world, look at the numbers, and specifically in content. Like, when people stop watching your video, it tells you. And when you watch the video, you probably can see why. I stuttered right there. I'm going to name some examples for me. It's like, oh, I started to go on a little tangent, like I just did 2 minutes ago. And I stopped giving the people content in a delivered cadence that they wanted or something like that. And I could keep on going with examples, but to just expand on that one right there, that's not to say that it's bad what I just did. It's just to say that the people who were watching it didn't like it. So it allows you to think about two things. One, do I need to create content for a different group of people? Or number two, do I need to change my content to keep the people who are already watching engaged? And I could really go down this rabbit hole, and I plan to actually talk more about this going forward, because this is my podcast. Primarily it's for the Positivity God. Like I said, stay positive brand, the Positivity God, and so on and so forth. But Darshaun Smith also does this camera work. Darshaun Smith also does this, these graphics, these photos, these videos, these capturing moments, these telling stories, these so on and so forth. So I want this podcast to be a true representation of my life, just through a positive lens, because I don't have a bad day. I can't have a bad day when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? When I woke up, I have money. I have a car right over there. I got, the ability to come to this park with thousands of dollars of equipment and just casually post up and record a podcast on a Sunday. Like, it's Father's Day. Shout out to my dad. And I'm going to go see him later today. But yeah, it's a great day to have a great day. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Let me finish the look at the data thing. Look at the data. Long story short, data don't lie. Look at the data. Number two, ask people for feedback. This is a super big thing that has really helped me as of late, specifically with my content. Like, the people who are watching the content, the people who you want to be the end consumer, the people who you envision, participating in whatever you have going on. Ask them for feedback. What did they like about what they saw? What did they not like about their experience? What could they do better? They, as in you, the person who made it, so on and so forth. And an example of this is, like, as of late, I was talking to like last week, I was talking to my sister, and she was telling me about one of the videos she had watched, and she was like, yeah, I liked it until this point, and then it was just kind of all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I value my older sister's opinion. She makes content as well, but she also consumes content, and it's just something to think about, to keep you focused and locked in on what you actually need to get to where you're trying to get to. And it's not just family members. Like, ask strangers, ask random people. If you can get people to fill out a survey or send you a message, or whatever, if you can just get people to give you feedback on what to do better, what they liked, what they didn't like, so you could double down on that and use that to make something so that a larger section of your little piece of the pie likes what you have to offer, you're good. Because you don't want to go super mega viral. You want targeted virality, okay? And number three, I got four things, but number three, double down on what works. Straight up, for me. And one of the things I'd noticed is, and I've noticed this with other people, but I finally posted my own video that kind of got this across as well, is double down on what works. Like, people like POV, people like day in the lives, people like get ready with me, people like those kinds of content, this simulator kind of world we live in now, where people can experience what you have going on without having to do anything. So it's like, I need to literally just document the day-to-day life of, like, my own business more. I need to show people when I'm at a photo shoot what's going on. Like, how am I thinking? That's why the behind the scenes camera has been rolling this whole time. I rolled me setting up. I rolled me driving over here. I rolled me getting ready in my apartment from not too far from here, so on and so forth, just so I can, like I said, get the reps of that content. But then two, just show people the real life and show people that I do this. Like, I literally do this. I'm not just saying I take these photos. I'm showing you I take these photos, and people like that. I'm not just saying I make these videos. I'm showing you how I made these videos, and people like that. You know, I'm not just saying I made these graphics. I'm showing people I made these graphics, and people like that. So double down on what works, okay? And for me specifically, that's what works. Showing people proof, showing people the process, showing people, you know, what it's really like, you know, the ups, the downs, so on and so forth, because that's how you get true authenticity out here, and really can connect with an audience. And the last thing I want to talk about before we get up out of here, because these bugs are getting out of hand, I'm not even gonna lie, is use ChatGPT. Like, use the free version, use the paid version, whatever you got access to, use AI, okay? My party people, like, there are tools out here that can help you. Doesn't matter if you're a esthetician or a nail tech, or me, a photographer, videographer, like owner of a production company. If you build park, playgrounds, or you're doing mulching and tree services, like, use AI. If you're not using AI, you are going to get left behind. Like, we are in one of the most pivotal times of human existence, and a lot of folks are about to become obsolete. And the best way to stay ahead of your competition, which objectively speaking is yourself, but also other people as well sometimes, and just to, like, actually still have a job and a living and such, is to use AI, folks. I'm sorry to tell you, but if you don't use the computers are going to use you, okay? And recently, how I've been using ChatGPT in my business is helping me with ideas. You know, I literally put my Instagram into it and was like, evaluate my profile. Tell me 2 things I'm doing well and 2 things I could be doing better, based off of my peers in this specific location, and how could I, boost my engagement or something like that. And it literally, I'm gonna try to provide screenshots for this as well, like on the screen over here. But it literally, like, freaking showed me, like, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and why, based off of the data, based off articles, based off of, this and that. And it showed me, like, next steps. It showed me actionable steps. It showed me things I could do today, things that are going to take multiple reps over time, so on and so forth. And it gave me a plan. It gave me something to work towards. It gave me a goal. And it's like, if you're not using this and you're just kind of, all lackadaisical out here, you're just kind of going with the flow, you're going to get left behind, because the people who are using these resources, the people who are using these tools out here to help them with productivity and help them think of ideas and help them optimize what they have going on, whether it's their website or their Instagram profile, or, doesn't matter what it is, you're just going to get beat at your own game because you're not working. Lord, why is this bunny running everywhere, bro? Baby bunny going crazy over there. You're just gonna get left behind. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on. Long story short, y'all, those are your 4 things. I did the 3 to 4. Those are your 4 things. Well, look at the data, ask people for feedback, double down on what works, and use ChatGPT. Like, use AI. So yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know how long this was. The little screen doesn't tell me that. I can just see that I'm in frame, and the histograms are still looking good, so color wise we're good. Behind the scenes camera's still rolling, so that's pretty insane. Maybe I will use that 3rd angle. Dang, why the little bunny zooming like that? That's wild. Yeah, I need to get out of here. There's too many bugs. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hit, comment, follow, unfollow, share, or report. I don't care what you do, as long as you're staying positive at the end of the day. That's all that counts. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Dreams don't work unless you do too, and you don't fail in life unless you give up. So keep showing up, keep working hard, keep being your best self, keep staying positive, keep just stay in the path. Okay, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. It's gonna happen, bro. It just takes time, and if it takes 10 years, it takes 10 years. If it takes 2 days, it takes 2 days. Don't give up, because dreams don't work unless you do too. Get to work, and we gone. Woo! Fade to black.
Rest in peace, Tato. I let go of my past, but shout out the dogs. They really mean a lot to me. Because cause without them I wouldn't be here. Sometimes I wish they could see this beautiful life I done curated. Bring chicken home for the family to eat. We from Africa, we about abundance. You better take some when you leave. Hey man, you already know the vibe, man. TBG 319 on the track, man. Another one, song 21 done. It's actually number 20. Yeah! You know what, just for y'all, I'ma loop the beat real quick. Jam out on them. Yeah!